Hey guys, Jason here with BounceWave Inflatable Sales. Do me a favor and click the subscribe button as well as the bell. That way you'll get alerted for everything we're doing in the inflatable industry, whether it's product knowledge, new units that we have, which are some of the best in the country, as well as things like dollies. And of course, we got an array of different things like that. So it's all, if you can get the message that we got something new out, or any training aids, you can also, watch it, read up on it, and maybe that'll help you in your business. Here we have our Green Gush bounce houses. These are almost roughly 14 by 14 at their base, so they're gonna be a little larger than the average companies out there. We're gonna give you 2 basketball hoops, and they look awfully good, as you can see. These colors are run girl and boy. It puts you in that gender neutral spot, and these are year-round pieces. Again, you're gonna make a killing, absolute killing on a bounce house. No, everybody tries to stay away from them, but you do need something in that lower register. This is what people think of when they think inflatables. And if a kid's 2 or 3 years old, as I've said for years, you're not, you got to get to them then, and as they grow, they call you back for the water slides, the combos, things like this. We have 3 of these in stock for $14.99 currently, and again, they're awfully good. Zipper under the stairs, zippers all the way around the unit, and as you can see, just as attractive as they can be. We partnered up with RollsAll for our dollies, and we put these dollies in our rental side for some time, approximately 8-9 months, and made a lot of changes to them before going to market. So when you look at the length of the dollies, the upper flange that keeps it off your hands a little bit, because if you roll a little taller like we do, you kind of don't want it sitting on your hands, and you got this upper flange. And a lot of small things we helped with Tommy, and we adjusted and tweaked on the dollies. And we went to the show, Tommy went to the show this last week. He blew it out of the water, and I think he's got one of the best things going. So there's several steps of dollies that he builds. This is the manual 4-wheel, right? So the manual 4-wheel is really good. This is on sale, still IAPA special at $12.99. I'll have some more next week. But this is gonna give you the height that you're looking for. The rear wheels will fold in some. It's gonna give you the strap as well to go around the unit, and the flanges to keep the bottom of the unit out of the inflatable from tucking in, and also to give you some base width here. Original design had tires that were a little bigger than this that I didn't like a little too much, because we still got to get it back, right? And we still got to roll it. So, with this change, it was awfully good. Ideally, the brake system, right, will come up in here, and I'm gonna demo these as time marches on with inflatables, but wanted to show you a quick idea. You can get up in here, this way here, and get your pull back. And of course, everything's gonna not now rest on your shoulders. We've got the way to get these moving and get them around the yards without everything being on our shoulders and that stress on our shoulders. And this is the manual 4-wheel design here. Actually, I have this one for sale. It's in stock, as well as this yellow one here. That's kind of the same idea. This one, was it this one? Yeah, this one we used at the show. So it's a little scraped up on the bottom. We're giving $150 off that. Look, the bottom's gonna scratch no matter what when you start to use it, but we're giving $150 off that one because it is scratched up. This one is on special $6.99. This is more of your standard. Again, it's gonna give you the brake system here. Nice height, pull it back. You can see the wheels are gonna stop. You can pull back and you're ready to go here. So, why would we do this? If we need something a little smaller in the trailer, but we need the bigger hubs and the bigger tires for heavy duty, 500-600 pounds, this thing will handle it. Again, it's gonna give you the deeper flanges. It's gonna give you the good big square tubing. So this is a very highly practical dolly to a backup maybe off these or even the electric dolly. So over here, when we look at this dolly here, the same idea is gonna run into the electric dolly, which there's different runs of electric dollies. This one particularly is a 48-volt dolly, and it's awfully good, guys. We're gonna do demos with this when we're going up hills soon with 600-700 pound pieces, things like that. What's kind of cool in some of the changes we made, as you can see, these are the controls that basically run pallet jacks and things like that on a commercial level. And then we look at that, we can see the springs in them are really, really good. We can see it's, it's just easy to work with, kind of keeps us tucked in. Again, this flange keeps the inflatable off of us. So there again, we can get to this without, kind of sneaking under the deal and trying to get to it. That's a lot of stuff. So if we can come up here and, again, we roll. I like my inflatables nose high, because if I make an inflatable roll very front heavy, even with an electric dolly, if that roll is only coming in here and it's as fat as all get out, right? When I hit the trailer gate to go up and things like that, it's gonna want to go forward. So as I'm going, if I got a lot of front weight, which it'll hold it here, but when I hit the gate, this thing's gonna want to go forward because we got everything up front. So when we roll, we like a good nice roll that maybe comes up about 5.5 to 6 foot, leverages out the weight and also storage, leverages out the weight onto the dolly. So when we hit a trailer gate to go up, it transfers the weight right into the back and off you go. But you know, a quick demo of this thing, it's really quick. When you're backing up off the gate, if you trip and fall, it's gonna stop for you. It's not gonna run you over. It's really, really smooth, and it's pretty fast, as you can see. They're just built really solid. Again, we put a lot of time into these dollies to put them in the field and test them. You know, will electric dollies break? Yeah. If people tell you that you know, an electric dolly can't break, or we're building one that's indestructible, or not, that's all nonsense. Anything you have with batteries, with all this electric, you know, components going on, the mass of the dolly, the construction of the dolly, the build of the dolly is going to be very, very solid. But anytime you got, you know, we go down dirt roads, right? We got to be real in what we're talking about, you know, and you got to understand the business to talk about this equipment, right? So 19 years of doing it, I can, and a lot of dirt roads down here in Florida, beating up on trailers, jostling, you know, dollies around, drivers that don't take, you know, exceptional care of them, of course, and things of that nature. So, you know, the question becomes when you're buying these products, these dollies, is will you be taken care of? Are there going to be parts if you have a part fail? And will you be backed up in your purchase? Because this is a, you know, these are expensive purchases. This dolly is on sale right now for $45.99, and that's not cheap, guys. That's hard to gulp. And we look at that and go, well, geez, we can buy, you know, a couple inflatables for that, and they're revenue generators. And we'll just we'll go down to Tractor Supply and we'll buy that little dolly or Sam's Club, and we'll scooch it through the yard and kill ourselves, and it'll work out great. But you're going to find out very, very quickly that it does not, that you will change the way you're thinking because you're making this job so much harder on yourself than you need to, right? So in stepping stones, that's going to be a great dolly, you know, in that under 700 range as of now. $12.99, we've taken the pressure off of our shoulders. We've got a little more beef. Now, you know, this is going to take a little more to push to move, but once it gets rolling and you get going, you're going to be in really good shape. And the idea is just to keep all that pressure off your shoulders, let that unit level out. And then we'll go to this dolly, which is the 48 volt, which there's also a 56 volt, and we can add winches to these. The 56 volt is an absolute beast. And this is a direct, Blaine, if you come over here, this is a direct charge here. So you just plug it right in, and that's how you charge it. But there's also now a swappable battery set up on a 40 volt that we are in our rental inventory working that dolly. That particular driver absolutely loves it. We've had it out for 2 months with no hiccups. You can pop a battery out, have a charged battery with you. One starts to go dead a little bit, pop the other battery in, and you're back moving. So these are difference makers, and it's a lot of little things like we tucked in the auto off switch here. So if you kind of bump into it, it doesn't, you know, when you're moving at a high rate, some of the guys have the switches that kind of stick out, and then, you know, if you accidentally bump into it, it stops and you've got a lot of weight. So a lot of small things we did to change what we're doing. Again, the ratchet strap that can go around that's retractable, and just a good base width. Now this will still fit in most 36-inch gates, which is kind of nice, but they're built well. Tommy is a guy that, you know, when me and him partnered up, I said, I got one request, and the request is going to be that you keep parts on hand and you take care of the customers. Make a wrong or right, and you know, the sky will be the limit. But I can't, you know, help you or endorse you if we're not going to do that. He agreed to do it. That's why he was in my Apple booth. He also believes in my inflatable products. He was in the inflatable industry for many, many years. I just built a couple for his indoor facility, and he really loves the quality of inflatables and seen it right away when we met, and also kind of backs me up. So we're kind of a team going into this thing. We want to make the market as easy as possible. He will bring them down for you guys that pick up at the warehouse. Again, his scheduling is different than mine. He's going to put out a timeline, and if all works out well, he'll hit it. Sometimes he could be behind, that's manufacturing. But ideally, if you're coming down to pick up, we do our best. Don't hold me to it exactly to see if we can get him down with a load of dollies so you guys can get your dollies at the same time and not pay shipping. So there's a lot of good things that we're trying to accomplish to make it different than anyone else in the industry, to make buying the inflatables, getting some of the best looking ones at some of the best prices that rent really well, getting some of the best equipment and dollies and everything that rent really well, kind of going into one team. And also we have all the accessories and all that. So it's a good situation as a buyer, because 10 years ago when I was buying, I had to just, hit everybody for every little thing. If I needed a bungee vest, it was this guy out of California. If I needed, a dolly, it was a guy out of this place. And, there was no team, right? There was no one backing me up. There was nobody that really gave a shit, to be honest with you. It was just, I'll sell you the product, it is what it is, enjoy it, right? We're gonna try and do that a little bit different, and you can believe that or not believe it, but Tommy believes it and I believe it. Again, if you go out and wreck this thing, we're gonna know when you drop it out of a trailer, and sorry about your luck. You gotta be a realist, but if you can cover it from rain, it is waterproof, but put your little cover over here and just bungee it. When you're traveling in the rain, it just makes logical sense. Anything that's waterproof, I mean, phones are waterproof too, but we don't just toss them in the ocean. That's kind of silly, right? So if we can take care of our investment, let's do that. Let's use common sense. Let's strap these in, because it's all battery driven and everything. And the less, you're doing, the more you can quiet it down, the less wires and things come undone. And by the way too, this is direct drive, and you can release it to move it if it were to lock up or give you any trouble there. It's not chain driven. This is much better than a train driven system. So guys, look, it's RollsAll and BounceWave kind of working together to change the base atmosphere of this business, to put everybody in the right spots to win, to build high quality in our dollies, high quality in our inflatables, to be as fair priced as we can for that type of quality, and give customer service that's slightly different, make a wrong or right if we got to do it, help our customers grow and look after them. And it's as simple as that. And if you want to join our team, 888-901-WAVE, give us a call. You can ask anything about our inflatables, anything about the dollies, buywhatrents.com. That takes you to BounceWave slide sales, just as easy as buywhatrents.com. Guys, thanks so much for your time. Hopefully this is helpful. Again, subscribe, click the bell, because every time when I start loading these up and doing demos with inflatables on them, or run over our Velcro and our product lines, show you how our units are built and why we're different, we get into each step of that. I have nothing to hide. We're going to show it to you again. So if you would subscribe, you'll get a message when we're on and we have a new YouTube video. 888-901-WAVE, buywhatrents.com. Let us make a difference for you.